Hi friends, thank you for joining me again. We are going to continue reading our book, Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arnold LaBelle. And today we're going to read the section called Lost Button. So if you please, just sit back and listen. Here we go. Toad and Frog went for a walk. They walked across a large meadow. They walked in the woods. They walked along the river. At last they went back home to Toad's house. "Oh, drat!" said Toad. "Not only do my feet hurt, but I have lost one of the buttons on my jacket." Oh no, that's not good. I'm sure many of you, and including myself, I have lost something, and when I returned back to my original spot, I realized it was missing, and I tried frantically to look for it. But we're going to see what Toad does. Okay, here we go. "Don't worry," said Frog. "We will go back to all the places where we walked. We will soon find your button." They walked back to the large meadow. They began to look for the button in the tall grass. "Here is your button," cried Frog. "That is not my button," said Toad. "That button is black. Mine is white." Toad put the black button in his pocket. Well, at least he collected a button. Never know when you're going to need it. Let's see what happens next. A sparrow flew down. "Excuse me," said the sparrow. "Did you lose a button?" "I found one." "That is not my button," said Toad. "That button has 2 holes. My button has 4. Toad put the button with 2 holes in his pocket. They went back to the woods and looked on that dark, dark path. "Here is your button," said Frog. "That is not my button," cried Toad. "That button is small. My button is big." Toad put the small button in his pocket. So there's the sparrow. And there's Frog and Toad. And Frog's just trying to help poor Toad out. Poor thing. A raccoon came out from behind. "I heard that you were looking for a button," he said. "Here is one that I just found." "That is not my button," wailed Toad. "That button is square. My button is round." Toad put the square button in his pocket. Frog and Toad went back to the river. They looked for the button in the mud. "Here is your button," said Frog. "That is not my button," shouted Toad. "That button is thin. My button is thick." Oh, he's still not able to find his button. There's the raccoon. They're looking for the button in the mud. But he's making quite a collection of buttons. Toad put the thin button in his pocket. He was very angry. He jumped up and down and screamed, "The whole world is covered with buttons, and not one of them is mine." Oh, he's upset. Toad ran home and slammed the door. There, on the floor, he saw his white, 4-holed, big, round, thick button. "Oh," said Toad, "it was here all the time. What a lot of trouble I have made for Frog." Oh, there he is stomping. So upset. And he finally found his button. There it is, right at the corner. Right here. Oh, and he made such a fuss. Toad took all of the buttons out of his pocket. He took his sewing box down from the shelf. Toad sewed the buttons all over his jacket. The next day, Toad gave his jacket to Frog. Now what a good friend. Frog thought that it was beautiful. He put it on and jumped for joy. None of the buttons fell off. Toad had sewed them on very well. And that's the end. He's working hard. And see, Frog's jumping up for joy with such a gorgeous jacket of all those buttons they found together. How nice. Well, thank you guys for joining with me again on Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arlen LaBelle on The Lost Button. Please join me back tomorrow. Bye.